Hello, friends. Mary here with Boomers Blooming. How's your day going? I hope it's going fine and you're getting to do the things you love. I had a call from my daughter yesterday, and she said, "You know what, Mom? I was on my way home from work and sitting at the red light waiting, and this guy ran through the intersection. He ran the red light. He ran it on his side." And she said he must have been going about maybe 50 or 60 miles, she estimated, an hour. And I'm like, oh no, my God. She said, Mom, he ran through that intersection so fast that had I not waited and hesitated a few seconds at the light, she said, when my light turned green, I didn't take off right away. I hesitated for a few seconds. Had I taken off right away when my light turned green, I would have probably been in the intersection with him when he ran through there, and he probably would have hit me, and Mom, it may have killed me. I'm like, oh my God. I said, that's just terrible. But I'm so thankful that you hesitated when you saw your light turn green. I remember some years ago, my mom passed in 1985. So this has been a long time back because I've been driving for a long time. I was taking my mom home one night, she passed in 85, so it's probably about 5 years before she passed. I was taking her home one night. And she and I were talking in the car. And so I came up on a red light. And so, of course, we're just talking there. It's late at night and there's not much traffic on the street, and we're just sitting there talking. So when the light turned green, I had actually hesitated a few seconds and didn't take off right away. Well, guess what happened? That guy on the other side ran the light as if he was on the expressway. And I said to my mom, Lord have mercy. If we had been in that intersection, it would have been terrible. I am so thankful. Because we sat there for I hesitated about maybe 3 seconds before I actually took off, because we were talking and it was late and there was nobody behind me. So when my daughter started driving, I shared that with her and my son about when you come to a red light and you're waiting and you're the first car. If you're the first car at that red light, which I was with my mom that night, we were the first car there and the light was red, it hadn't turned green, and that guy came dashing through that intersection from the other side. Well, I shared this with my daughter, like I said, and I said, when you're the first car at the red light and you're waiting for it to turn green, when that light turns green, hesitate a few seconds. Don't take right off. Let all of those people that are in a hurry, that are going to run that light, let them get through that intersection and clear it before you take off. Because if soon as that light turns green, you're running and gunning, you're right on it. And then on the other side, you have this person that's gonna run the light. Guess what's gonna happen in that intersection? It's gonna be a terrible accident. So when she told me yesterday, she said, Mom, that guy was sitting there, the first car at the red light. That's what she said. And I was waiting for it to turn green. And when it turned green, I hesitated a couple of seconds or 3. And that guy ran that light like he was doing 50 or 60 miles an hour. And when she told me, she said, Mom, he probably would have killed me. Oh, it just chills just went all over me. Because you have a lot of people who run red lights where I live, probably where you live too. Some of them don't leave on time, or they're in a hurry, or they got other things on their mind, or they trying to make that yellow light before it turns red. There's so many reasons why people run red lights. And there are a lot of accidents, and sometimes those accidents can be pretty critical. So I just wanted to share that with you all. I'm so thankful because I myself, when I'm the first car at that light and that light is red and it turns green for me to proceed through the intersection, I hesitate, if only for 2 or 3 seconds, to allow that car or whatever cars that are going to run the red light from their side to get through the intersection, and now the intersection is safe and clear for me to proceed. So I just wanted to share that with you all, because that just, when she told me that, I'm like, oh my God. I just, because the same thing almost happened to me and my mom years ago. And I was so thankful that it did. So I just wanted to share that with you. People got a lot on their minds now, and they're not really paying attention on the road. And then there are a lot of things. You got your cell phone, you got people texting, even though it's against the law. You got so much going on. And so you just have to be so careful on the road. I want to share with you all also that last year, AARP offers a safe driving course. You can go online or you can go in person to a facility. I do this every 3 years because they issue you a certificate that lasts 3 years, and you submit it to your insurance company, and your insurance company will give you a discount on your insurance. Excuse me. So my mine had expired, and so I went last year, and I didn't do it online. I did it online the year before, but I decided to go and participate in the class, because it was at a church. We had an instructor, workbooks, slides, videos. It was very interesting. Now, I've been driving for, I can't even count the years I've been driving. But like I said, I went, and do you know, there were a lot of things, well, not a lot, there were some things that changed, the laws had changed about those different things. And, where I live, we have a lot of roundabouts. And when I first approached a roundabout a couple of years ago, I was a little confused as to how to enter that roundabout. But I'm not now. I soon caught on to yielding, getting in the roundabout, and proceeding. Now, they say those roundabouts save a lot of lives and people from injuries. And so they're putting them out here where I live and all over, in the cities and everything. Because they say those roundabouts have been proven from other countries that they actually save lives. Because they say some of the worst accidents happen, they are left-hand turn accidents at intersections. Well, I can see that, because some people, they're sitting there to make that left-hand turn, and that light is not on. The left-hand turn light is not on, and it may be blinking yellow, because that's what they do here. That left-hand turn light blinks yellow. That means proceed with caution. So if you're on a busy street and you're facing a street that has maybe 3 or 4 lanes, in front of you, it's hard to judge the speed of the cars coming, and it's hard sometimes to see the cars. So they're putting in a lot of roundabouts here, and I think that is great, and I understand them. But when I went to this AARP course, I learned a lot, and I learned about some of the laws that have changed here where I live. So it was very educational, it was very informational, and I'm glad I went. After the class, which lasts like maybe 5 hours, you get a written certificate to present to your insurance company. And that certificate, when you present it, they will give you a pretty nice discount. Because, let me tell you, automobile insurance is through the roof now. It's just through the, my automobile insurance is so expensive. And whatever discounts I can get to lower the premium, I try. Now last year, I'm with Safeco. I've tried to leave Safeco for the last 5 years, but I haven't been able to beat Safeco. I really haven't. So last year, when it was time to renew, I exercised the program that they offered me, wherein they put a tracker on my car. I had an app on my phone, is what it was. It was an app that tracked the way I drove. Well, because I'm not a speed demon, and because I try to obey the law. I don't jam on my brakes a whole lot. I don't rush my engine. I don't do any of that, because I'm older. I had that app on my phone, and they checked my driving for about 2 months, okay, with that app on my phone. And so after 2 months, they wrote me a letter and said that I qualified for I think it was like a 10% discount on my insurance. And because, I think the highest you could go was maybe 15 or 20, something like that. And they may have even given me a 15. I'm not really sure, because that was last year. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I got a pretty sizable discount. So along with the and this is a good thing about when they track. See, I don't have to do this with Safeco anymore. Tracking my driving skills and my driving record is forever, as long as I stay with Safeco. And I don't have to use their app again, and they don't have to track me again. So I got a discount for that. I got a discount for attending the AAR meeting, safe driving course. I got a discount for that. I have a discount with them because my home and my vehicle both are covered by Safeco. So I got a bundle discount with them. And, it helps. Every little bit helps, because automobile insurance is high. And the older you get, the higher it becomes. I was talking to the customer service rep about this last year when my insurance became due. And I told her, I said, you know what? Older drivers can be some of the safest drivers. It's these young people that basically cause all of these accidents. And she said, yes, you're right. So I said, well, why is it that you're penalizing me for being older? She said, that's just the way it's written up. So my insurance, because I'm 77 years old, my insurance is high, okay? And whatever discounts I can squeeze out of Safeco, I try. I have another discount with Safeco, and that is I don't drive the mileage I used to drive. I'm not going back and forth to work. I used to work about an hour from my home. Most of my driving is right around here in my community now. A couple of years ago, I changed over to doctors that were close here by me, so I wouldn't have to go across town. One doctor that I was seeing was about an hour from me, and I got tired of driving up there, so I found an excellent doctor here, right out here where I live. The grocery stores, the drug stores, the malls, they're all right here in my area. And talking about the malls, I wish they were further away, because I have spent so much money up there at that mall. But anyway, I have low mileage, so I get the low mileage discount. So see, there they are. There are 4 discounts I get. And believe you me, I need every one of them. Because at the age of 77, and having an SUV, see, that's another thing. That's a bigger vehicle. And my insurance becomes due in December of this year. I'm almost afraid that I'm almost afraid to get the bill. I'll probably do like I always do. When I get it, I run to the mailbox and rip it open at the mailbox. And so that automobile insurance is high. Now, homeowners insurance is going up too because they both become due at the same time. My homeowners insurance is going up, up, up. You know, with these floods and these disasters and tornadoes and all of these things that are happening, it's driving homeowners insurance up, up, up. So, whatever discounts I can get, even if it's $20, I'll take that. I'll take that. So, I have those things with Safeco. And like I said, every year I get upset with Safeco because they're going up and up. And every year I compare what I have with them with other insurance companies. And guess what? Me, personally, I can't beat Safeco. S-A-F-E-C. What is it? F-A-F-E-C-O. F-A-S-A-F-E-C-O. That's Safeco. I have a friend that recently went with Safeco. And I have another friend that's looking into a comparison because their car insurance, and this person is like, they're in their 80s. Boy, I know they socking it to them. Ooh-wee. I think he's like 80, 83. Wow. I know they're really socking it to him. So I try to get, and when I get these discounts and this information, I pass it on. I pass it on because maybe you all set with your insurance. Maybe you're happy with your insurance. Maybe you're not trying to get any more quotes. Maybe you don't want to go through the stress of getting quotes. That's all right. But for those of you who want to get quotes, for those of you who want to get these incentives, bring down the price of your insurance, this is for you. Because I like to pass on information and help people. And you know, I was sitting here thinking too, another thing, I don't know how you handle this, but some years ago, excuse me, it's probably been about 10 years, maybe 8, something like that. Because I went a long time driving at night. I would drive all across town, everywhere. A lot of my friends had stopped driving. Some of them had gotten afraid to drive. But I continued to drive because this is how I am. I don't want to stop driving because I think if I do, I will become too nervous and afraid. I had a girlfriend that came down some years ago, and we were on the highway, and we were on a expressway, and there were, I think, about 5 or 6 lanes up there. And she looked at me and she said, "My goodness, Mary, how do you drive up here?" Just about every lane was full. About 6 lanes, about 5 or 6 lanes, every lane was full. Everybody just running and gunning. And I told her, I said, you know what? I don't want to stop driving up here because if I do, I may get too nervous. So I'm going to continue to drive. I'm going to continue to stay in my lane, keep my car in my lane. Watch out for everybody. Watch out for all the cars around me the best I can. And try not to get nervous because I have to navigate this traffic. I never know when I may have to come out here and navigate this traffic. And I don't want to get nervous because I haven't been up here driving. So that's what I do. But it's one thing I've noticed. I wonder how you all handle this. About 10 years ago, I started experiencing, I've been able to see so well at night. Now, mind you, I used to drive everywhere, like I said. Never had night blindness, none of that. What about, and I guess this is coming with age too, and I think they call it night blindness, and I looked it up. It seems as if more women suffer with night blindness than men, okay? My neighbor has night blindness, and it started early on in her life. I think when she was maybe like 49, 50. So, Not driving at night, having to give up the opportunity and the pleasure of driving at night can be hard because you can't partake in a lot of events, birthday parties, family get-togethers if they start very late in the afternoon. You just can't do it. And when you decide to start telling people, well, I'm sorry I can't make it, but I just don't see well at night. For me, at first, it was a little embarrassing. And then sometimes people think, oh, you'll be all right, come on. But you have to decide for yourself because you don't want to endanger yourself or anybody else on that road because of the problem you're having seeing at night. I went to a birthday party that was about an hour from my house it's probably about 4 or 5 years ago. And it was late in the evening and it was pitch dark when I left. Now, some nights are darker than others. I tell people that all the time. I don't know what that is, but some nights are darker than others. This was a very, very dark night. I was an hour from home. I did not know the area. I did not know the street, the expressway, the curvature of the street. And it was a very, very busy area, even that time of night. Well, I got frustrated. I got nervous. I was looking for the expressway, but I couldn't see it. And then when I did come up on it to my left-hand side, I wasn't sure if that was the ramp to get on the expressway or to get off. Because we have these wrong way driving accidents here in this city where I live. Quite a few sometimes. And they can be terrible. So I couldn't decide, is that the get on ramp or is it the get off ramp going to 285? So I said the best thing for me to do is to go on down, turn around and come back and let that be to my right hand side. So as I'm coming down the street, it's not to the left, it's on the right. So I can see the sign much better because I'm looking to the right and that a sign is right there. Not looking across 4 lanes trying to see the sign on a very dark night, but looking right there to the right because I'm in that right lane that's going to pull me on around and get me on the expressway. So that's what I did. I was able to see the sign. I was able to see that it was the ramp going on to the expressway. Well, when I got home, I was a basket case. I was so nervous because it was one of those very dark nights and I didn't know the area. I didn't even know the area of the once I got on the expressway, it was a little bit better because, I'm more of an expressway driver than a city driver. So once I got on the expressway, it was better, but still it was so dark and I had to pay attention and stay in that right lane pretty much. And it was just nerve-wracking. It really was. So I said to myself when I got home, I pulled into my garage and I just sit there in that car and I thank God. And so I said, now I'm not going to do this anymore. When I'm invited, no matter how bad I want to attend these events with family and with friends, I'll just have to say no and they'll just have to understand. Because I'm not going to put myself through this anymore. I'm not going to endanger myself and I'm not going to endanger others on the road. And so now since we in the fall of the year, we've lost a lot of daylight in the afternoons and here where I live at 8 o'clock, 8:15, it's dark. It's dark. And so when it was summertime, I could get out there more. I could attend more events because it wasn't, dark yet. But now since it's so dark, I miss doing. I miss doing those things, being with my family, friends, visiting people, being invited, but I'm having to say no because, I just can't do this anymore. I miss that. But then I thought, well, I'm still driving. Now, around here where I drive, around here where I live, I know the curvature of the road. I know, if I'll go up to Kroger, which I try not to do that at night now because it's too dangerous. But one night I got stuck in traffic coming home from Walmart, and there had been an awful accident on that road. So they were detouring traffic off the road, and they detoured me onto a road that I didn't know how to get back to the main road. I'm like, oh Lord. Oh, let me take my time, calm down, and just follow these other cars. Well, I finally got home. I got home. I found the street that connected with the street they detoured me on. But the next day, I was reading on this little local news thing we have, that there was a lady that same night that they detoured me off the road, she drove her car right into the lake. Right out here where I live, into the lake that I pass all the time. She drove her car into the lake because she thought she was turning in on a street. It was so dark that night. They detoured us. She probably was like me. Didn't know the curvature of the road, couldn't see well at night. And she drove her car into the lake. Fortunately, she was not drowned. She was rescued. They pulled her out. And then the next day, the tow truck came and pulled her car out. But that could have been really bad. She just didn't see. She made that turn and she thought she was turning onto a road, onto a street. So, driving at night, I take it seriously now about staying off the road at night. For safety reasons and for driving reasons. And like I say, I miss those times, because I have a lot of younger people in my family, and they don't experience this because they're younger, their eyes are better, and they don't experience driving at night as a potential problem. And so I miss out on a lot of stuff, gatherings and all of that. But hey, you do what you have to do, don't you? You can't always do what you want to do. You do what you have to do, what keeps you safe and keep others safe. And so I have chosen to stop driving at night. That's what I've done. And so, like I say, in the summertime, I'm out there. Look, because it doesn't get dark here until about 9 o'clock. But now it's getting dark about 8 o'clock. And as we go into winter, it will start being dark at 5:30. 5:30. That's a lot of the day. So I get up and I do the things I need to do during daylight. And at night, I say, Mary, now you need to go home because you don't see like you used to. And when my friends and family invite me to things, I graciously decline. And now they understand. At first I thought that they thought that, well, Mary, you can do it anyway. Auntie, you can do it anyway. They understand. Not so much that it's happened to them, but because I've stood firm on what I've said. And ever since that night out there where I couldn't tell what side to get on the expressway, no, sir. I don't want that to happen again. I was terrified. I mean, it was like I was just fumbling, just trying to find my way home. Like I said, when I got home, I sit in my garage and I thank God and I said, oh Lord, I thank you. I'm not doing that no more. I'm an hour from home and I'm fumbling on the road to get home. And guess whose fault that was? It was mine. I made that decision to stay up there. I did that. They didn't hold me hostage. I made that decision. Having a good time, talking, fellowshipping. I did that. So I just wanted to share these things with you. Now, a lot of you all probably this doesn't even apply to. And that's good that it doesn't apply to you, because for years and years it didn't apply to me. But it does now. But for those that it does apply, you know, as we age, there's some things we just have to say, okay, I just can't do that anymore. And just keep it moving. And it doesn't take away from who you are, your importance in this world, or what you can give this world. You just make changes in your life. That's all. Sometimes they can be hard changes, but we have to make them, don't we? So for those of you that are not seeing as well at night, be very careful and think about this video. I'm not telling you to stop driving at night. I don't tell people what to do. I use myself as an example. And I bring information and I try to encourage people. Okay? So if you're still out there driving at night, I'm not telling you to stop. But I have. Because I can't do it anymore. So I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. And until I talk to you again, I love you. Oh, and by the way, you know, I always forget this. If you like my content, give me a thumbs up. If you find being on this journey with me is something that you like, getting to know me, getting to know my personality, getting to know some of the things I do and I'm involved in, give me a subscription. They're absolutely free. All that subscription does is that when I get ready to post a new video like this one, and you go into YouTube, I will pop up and you will see, oh, there's Mary with Boomers Blooming. So I love you guys. Take care. Until we meet again. Bye. Well, the clicker don't want to cut the video off. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't.